Guidelines for identifying likely energized metal equipment involve several factors. Firstly, consider electrical equipment. This includes any device powered by electricity that could expose energized conductors or terminals. Examples include milking machines, fans, heaters, and pumps. Secondly, think about metal structures. This covers any metal part or structure that is connected to or could come into contact with energized conductors. Examples include gates, bars, feed bins, waterers, and stalls. Determining whether metal equipment is likely to become energized requires an assessment of several factors. Proximity to electrical conductors is key. The closer a metal object is to energized conductors, the higher the likelihood of becoming energized. Electrical insulation is vital. Proper insulation prevents electrical current from flowing between conductors and surrounding materials. If insulation is damaged or compromised, metal equipment nearby may become energized. Grounding is crucial. A properly grounded electrical system provides a path for electrical current to return safely to the source. If grounding is inadequate or absent, metal equipment may become energized. Environmental conditions play a role. Moisture, dust, or corrosion can damage insulation and increase the risk of electrical equipment becoming energized. Physical contact matters. Actions such as touching or leaning against metal equipment could provide a path for electrical current to flow through the person and energize the equipment. In the case of a horse barn, gates, bars, and feed bins are typically made of metal and are likely to be handled or touched by horses and humans. If an electrical fault occurs within the barn, these metal objects could become energized and pose a shock hazard. Therefore, it is prudent to consider all metal equipment within the barn as potential sources of energized surfaces and take appropriate precautions for safety. Regarding suggestions and criticisms, the provided information generally follows Article 547 requirements for agricultural buildings. Providing a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, in the tack room is a good practice for added protection against electrical shocks. No equipment grounding conductor, or EC, is required since no grounding electrode system is present. It would be beneficial to use listed watertight light fixtures specifically designed for use in agricultural buildings. Ensure all electrical components are rated for the intended environment, considering moisture and dust. Consider using insulated tools and rubber gloves when working on electrical equipment in the barn. To reiterate, when evaluating metal equipment in a horse barn, several elements need careful consideration to minimize the risk of electrical shock. This ensures the safety of both animals and humans. Firstly, review the proximity to electrical conductors. Any metal object near exposed wiring or electrical components is at a higher risk of becoming energized. Maintain a safe distance between metal objects and electrical sources whenever possible. Secondly, inspect the integrity of electrical insulation. Damaged or deteriorated insulation increases the potential for current leakage and energization of nearby metal. Regularly check and replace any compromised insulation. Thirdly, verify the effectiveness of the grounding system. Proper grounding provides a lower impedance path for fault current, reducing the voltage on metal parts during a fault. Ensure that all electrical equipment and metal structures are properly grounded according to the National Electrical Code, or NEC. Fourthly, assess environmental conditions. Moisture, dust, and corrosive substances can degrade insulation and increase the risk of electrical hazards. Use appropriate enclosures and materials to protect electrical components from these elements. Fifthly, analyze the potential for physical contact. Metal objects that are frequently touched or accessible to people or animals present a greater risk. Implement barriers or guards to prevent accidental contact with energized metal surfaces. Sixthly, consider the type of metal equipment. Different types of metal equipment may have varying levels of risk. For example, electrical equipment such as fans or heaters may have a higher potential for faults than simple metal structures like gates or fences. Seventhly, conduct regular inspections and testing. Periodic inspections of electrical systems and equipment can help identify potential hazards before they cause harm. Use testing instruments to verify grounding continuity and insulation resistance. Eighthly, provide training and education. Educate workers and horse owners about the dangers of electricity and the importance of electrical safety. Promote safe work practices and encourage reporting of any electrical hazards. Ninthly, use ground fault circuit interrupters. Install ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs in areas where electrical equipment may come into contact with water or moisture. GFCIs can quickly detect ground faults and interrupt the circuit, preventing electrical shock. Tenthly, follow the National Electrical Code, or NEC. Adhere to the requirements of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, for electrical installations in agricultural buildings. The NEC provides specific guidelines for wiring methods, grounding, and equipment selection to ensure safety. In the context of the specific scenario, the following points are crucial. Firstly, all metal gate spars and feed pins should be treated as potential sources of energized surfaces. Implement measures to prevent contact with these objects during an electrical fault. Secondly, ensure that all electrical equipment in the tack room and barn is properly grounded. Connect the equipment grounding conductors to a suitable grounding electrode system. Thirdly, install ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, in the tack room to protect against electrical shock. Test the GFCIs regularly to ensure they are functioning correctly. Fourthly, use watertight light fixtures that are specifically designed for use in agricultural buildings. These fixtures provide better protection against moisture and dust. Fifthly, conduct regular inspections of the electrical system and equipment. Look for any signs of damage or deterioration and address any issues promptly. By considering these factors and implementing appropriate safety measures, it is possible to minimize the risk of electrical shock in a horse barn environment. This will help ensure the safety of both animals and humans. It's important to note that determining whether metal equipment is likely to become energized is not always straightforward. It often requires a comprehensive assessment of the electrical system, the environment, and the potential for faults. If there is any doubt, it is always best to err on the side of caution and take measures to protect against electrical shock. In addition to the above points, consider the following best practices for electrical safety in horse barns. Firstly, use non-metallic wiring methods whenever possible. Non-metallic wiring methods, such as non-metallic sheath cable or PVC conduit, provide an extra layer of insulation and reduce the risk of electrical shock. Secondly, protect wiring from physical damage. Run wiring in conduit or other protective enclosures to prevent damage from rodents, horses, or equipment. Thirdly, keep electrical equipment clean and dry. Remove dust, dirt, and moisture from electrical equipment regularly to prevent insulation breakdown and corrosion. Fourthly, use appropriate overcurrent protection. Install circuit breakers or fuses that are properly sized to protect the wiring and equipment from overloads and short circuits. Fifthly, maintain a safe working distance from electrical equipment. Keep a safe distance from electrical equipment when working in the barn and avoid touching any metal objects that may be energized. Sixthly, use caution when using water around electrical equipment. Never use water to clean electrical equipment and avoid using electrical equipment in wet or damp locations. Seventhly, disconnect power before working on electrical equipment. Always disconnect the power supply before working on any electrical equipment. Verify that the power is off using a voltage tester. Eighthly, use qualified electricians. Hire a qualified electrician to perform any electrical work in the barn. A qualified electrician has the knowledge and experience to ensure that the electrical system is installed and maintained safely. Ninthly, keep records of electrical work. Maintain records of all electrical work performed in the barn, including inspections, repairs, and modifications. This can help track the condition of the electrical system and identify any potential problems. Tenthly, review safety procedures regularly. Review electrical safety procedures regularly with workers and horse owners. Reinforce the importance of electrical safety and address any questions or concerns. By following these best practices and taking appropriate precautions, it is possible to create a safe electrical environment in a horse barn. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process that requires vigilance and attention to detail. Regularly inspect, maintain, and upgrade the electrical system to ensure the safety of both animals and humans. Additionally, if metallic water pipes enter the structure, even if they are not intended as part of the grounding electrode system, bonding them to the electrical system's grounding point is essential. This bonding minimizes voltage differences and reduces the risk of shock hazards. Be sure to use appropriately sized bonding conductors and follow NEC guidelines for proper bonding techniques. If the horse barn has any metal siding or roofing, it is also recommended to bond these to the electrical system's grounding point. This helps to prevent these metal surfaces from becoming energized and posing a shock hazard. Use bonding conductors that are sized according to the NEC and ensure that the connections are secure and corrosion resistant. Furthermore, consider the location of any buried metal objects near the horse barn. If there are any buried metal water pipes, gas lines, or other metallic structures, these should be located and their proximity to the electrical system should be evaluated. If these buried metal objects are close to the electrical system, it may be necessary to bond them to the electrical system's grounding point to minimize voltage differences and prevent shock hazards. When bonding metal objects, ensure that the bonding conductors are properly sized and installed according to the NEC. Use appropriate connectors and techniques to ensure a reliable and corrosion-resistant connection. Also, it is important to regularly inspect the grounding and bonding system to ensure that it is in good condition. Look for any signs of corrosion, damage, or loose connections, and address any issues promptly. A well-maintained grounding and bonding system is essential for electrical safety in a horse barn. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the electrical system in your horse barn is installed and maintained safely. An electrician can assess the specific conditions of your barn and recommend the appropriate safety measures. They can also perform inspections, testing, and repairs to ensure that the electrical system is functioning correctly. Always prioritize electrical safety and take the necessary precautions to protect yourself, your animals, and others from electrical hazards.